Szoboszlai deserved it because I thought he was outstanding from minute one right the way through. I don't think he gave Martinelli a kick. I think Martinelli, to be fair, sort of almost refused him at points in the first half. And he was so positive when he kept going inside. He sometimes went inside to get on the ball off Canate, went into midfield. I think at one point I saw him making a couple of runs into the box. So, yeah, it was a really great day for him. He's out of position, but against Newcastle, he stood up on Monday night and he stood up again today.
I mean, he won't get an assist for that, but he had a huge hand in that goal. The awareness of what was behind him, getting into the box late on in the game. I mean, everybody knows he's got the best sort of pair of lungs, pair of legs in the game. He covers so much ground in games. And there were options tonight. Of course, Connor Bradley was back on the bench. Joe Gomez was there. He could have played right back. Endo has played right back before. But the manager, based on his previous game, he went with him again. And what a decision. Because, you know, in the first half in particular, I thought he played very well. And then to come up with a match-winning goal. And it's just interesting to see what happens next. Does he get put back into midfield now? Or does he keep, you know?
He's a very good player, and he's got lungs like a deep sea diver. I call it. He can run all day, every day. I mean, he never ever gets tired when he plays in midfield. He understands what the manager wants, and he's asked him to play fullback, and he's brilliant at that as well. And I don't think you've got to question his defensive attributes. I think he's capable. I think he's responsible. He does the job for the side. Whatever's needed for the side, he will do it. He's one of the first on the team sheet now, I'm sure, whether it's midfield or whether it's at fullback.
Szoboszlai has been absolutely fantastic. He was brilliant at Newcastle when he played right back, and he was brilliant again today. And of course, he scores that incredible goal.
For me, the story of today's game was Szoboszlai, the goal scorer himself. He was the fantastic makeshift right back, if you will, scored a world-class free kick.
Yep. Szoboszlai was incredible, but the reason why he was incredible, he wasn't tested at all.
No.
You've got a centre mid player at fullback. For me, that's music to my ears. It's music to my ears. But not at one point did Martinelli do his strengths. He only thought things. Not once.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's not his usual position, so it's something that you've got to look at as a weakness to attack. But he's done really well in that position. But it always seemed to be that with Liverpool, whether it was Trent sort of drifting into midfield, who maybe had that, obviously very good going forward, had that long ball that he could play. So it's something that they've done, and I think it's obviously benefiting them.
You're seeing a midfielder play right back and arguably be the best player on the pitch.
I don't think he changed at all in the last few games compared to what he did last season. He's always been the player that I think he understands what a Liverpool player should look like. If you wear this shirt, you should give everything, no matter in what position you play. As a midfielder, he's always the first one to track back, to press high. And today, I don't think he did anything wrong. Unbelievable game from him in a position he probably played only 2 or 3 times in his life. So tells you a lot about the mentality he has. But he played really well, as he played so many times so well as an attacking midfielder also.
He seemed almost Trent-like at times. Yeah. I think he had more touches than I think only Van Dijk had more touches than he did, but it's normal for a center back. And it was only a couple more.
Yeah.
So super influential from the right back position, stepping into midfield. We saw him spray some long passes. Trent Allen, obviously, that was also. Then again, we also saw him, and he's a guy who runs all day, just doesn't run very fast.
Yeah.
I think, in particular yesterday, right back, I think from a defensive point of view, in terms of aerial duels, clearances, and just looking solid as a right back, I thought he did brilliantly. I know Arsenal yesterday went down our left-hand side, their right-hand side. But from a defensive point of view, I think he's been really solid in the 2 games at right back.
Yeah, I thought he played fantastic, and you know his ability on everything he done. Joe, you were talking about today, wasn't you?
Yeah, I absolutely loved him. And you were saying when we were talking about championship-winning performances, you've got Frimpong out, you've got Connor Bradley struggling, and here he is stepping in for his team, not only defending Martinelli, an electric left winger, but turning the ball over and keeping it. This is the position we talk about all the time. Fullbacks not quite being aware at the back post. He's aware and he's able to get on the front foot, and he wants to support his team. Busting the gut. This guy is so fit, spins 100-yard run one way, never gives up, wants to get himself in the best possible position, knows his responsibility. Over 200 yards, not a problem. One of the fittest players in the game. Look, we know he's a really creative centre midfielder. That first time pass through the lines is absolutely brilliant. That's exactly what you want from the midfielders, let alone your right back. And Kelly, you were just alluding to, as we cross over to this next one, about a previous Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. Look at this pass. Look at this capability. Now, look, he's not trying to get himself in that right back position. He knows full well when both those players are fit, he'll go. And then to finish it with this absolutely world-class, brilliant performance, and with a click of his fingers, Liverpool are unbeaten and top of the league.
Last season being reinvented into a six, now potentially Szoboszlai at right back. And I think Slot wants to get him in the team in some way or another. I was really disappointed when you see, it's Twitter, but if you see the amount of 11s that came out at the start of the year, dream 11s, when all the signings are said and done, the idea that he wasn't going to be in that lineup. I always think back to that Newcastle game last year where we drew 3-3 and we really missed him. That engine in the middle of the park. I think you have to get him in there some way or another. And there's an argument that I think Bradley probably, I would still think with Frimpong, there's a fragility there, there's vulnerability there. But if you're looking for surety, I think you get that on Szoboszlai.